either so you having a problem scaling your ads to sell your educational offer. So this is me. This is how I converted 100K to 1.2 million in client revenue with ads. And I wanted to create this video because a lot of people in this space don't talk about the effectivity of ads, especially in this industry selling online education, because a lot of people focus on content but they neglect ads, because you should have short-term results, you should have long-term results. Content is made for long-term results, but ads are the best thing you can do if you have like if you proven your offer and now you want to scale it. So let's jump in. I've been running ads for the last 4 years of my life, and especially soprattutto in Italian for online education companies, and I can finally say that I cracked the code to Facebook ads for education offers. Okay, so I have run ads for English coaching offers, cabin crew offers, business consulting offers, and coaching for diplomats. That's weird. And AI coaching. And I generated 1.2 million in client revenue and close to 120K leads. Yeah, it's 120K leads and 8,400 calls. That's fucking a lot. So, what I'm showing here is 866 leads are what I generated in 7 days. Okay, this is me, cool guy, beautiful Mediterranean, typical Mediterranean boy. This is my results for 2026. Okay, for the last 3 months of 2026. So yeah, these are, as you can see, 3,500 DMs. It's all like about DMs, but I have leads. Where is the leads? So yeah, this doesn't have leads. The leads are inside the CRM. As you can see, 4,000 leads. Why? So I'm showing you this because you know the nature of this industry. You are measured by your results, okay? And you don't want to, take an information from a beginner, someone who just dropped from a course. So that's some leverage for me. So as you can see, this is my ads result for 2026. You can go to it, you can see it. Yeah, this is one of the most crazy campaign. So I did like 9 million impressions. So whatever. As you can see, so you can scroll, you can pause, do whatever you want. So let's get into the valuable things. So I'm going to try to boil down my 4 years experience in Facebook ads in this video, so you can finally stop using Facebook ads as a software and start using it as a business partner. Okay. So we're going to cover the algorithmic behavior and delivery architecture of Facebook ads, and we're going to also cover the eroding return of on ad spends, which is the sales cycle. And we're going to discuss the angles and scientific testing, how to choose the right angles. And the fourth principle is spend less and make more, how you can do that. And most importantly is foundations over ads. And the last thing is meta is your ally, not your enemy. I'm keeping these as the sixth one for a simple reason. Now the last step is so important, and I made it the last on purpose because you can't understand exactly why it is the last thing unless you understand the fundamentals and what is exactly your problem. But I'm giving you the permission. If you can't bear to watch the whole video, you can skip the last part and see exactly what I talk about there, because this is so important and you want to really understand that. Okay, because this thing is put in a chronological way where you should understand each one simultaneously. Okay, so you can understand what I'm talking about. So this is how the Facebook ads actually work in the simplest way possible. So here's the thing. Look, I know this video might be long, but I believe I'm speaking to more sophisticated market. not people who wanna quick dopamine hit. So I will appreciate if you watch this. This is like designed for people who are making between 10K and 20K a month with their online education offer. If you're a beginner and you don't have results, I believe you should watch this just to understand how this works. Maybe if you want to run it yourself, or maybe to outsource it to someone else, so you don't get screwed by an agency or something like that. So you understand exactly how this stuff works. Okay. So here's the thing: most people don't know about ads, and literally, a lot of people don't know about ads. So it's not just about who pays the most money. Meta basically runs on continuous real auction every single time you refresh your feed. So when you scroll, the system has like milliseconds to decide which ads to show you from potentially thousands of advertising competing on that spot. And the core mechanism is this is an auction system. But like here is where it gets interesting. Is that a dog? So it's not pure highest bidding wins situation, meaning it's not about who spends more. Meta uses what they call total value, which combines three main things. The first one is your bid, what the advertising is willing to pay. So your daily budget or your monthly budget. The second thing is the estimated action rate, which is meaning how likely you specifically are to click, comment, or buy. I know this is basic, but we should cover the basics so we can uh, like move to the next step with a clear understanding on how actually Facebook is running. So, and the third thing is the ad quality score. So based on feedbacks, clickbaits detection, and user experience signals, and you'll understand that ads are not just about ads, it's about how people are reacting to your ads. Okay. So the algorithm is constantly learning about you. And every time you pause on a post, click something, hide an ad, or buy something, it's feeding data into your interest profile. So when an advertiser creates a campaign, they are essentially saying, I want to reach people who look like X. Okay. Maybe that's, for example, a woman between 25 and 40 who likes yoga. And I know a lot of people in this space are making a lot of money from yoga coaching. So, but the algorithm goes deeper. It's not just like that. It's not, I help certain people transform and that's things. It's not like that. So, it's looking at thousands of signals. So one of them is which pages you liked, what you searched, which pages you visited, thanks to Metapixels tracking. If you're not installing Metapixels, I don't know what you're doing. So, who your friends are and devices, etc. So, the delivery architecture is wide. So, Meta system scores every single ad user pair in real time. It predicts if we show Jane this ad for running shoes, there is 2.3 percentage chance she clicks it. Okay, so you get the point. So here is a quick visual. Most people think that ads is just about the ad, but it goes deeper than that. So we have the ad, which is your creative and targeting. Then we have like the funnel. Some people like run ads to a profile, which is a great, ad funnel. Okay, I do both for my clients. I do funnel ads, which is landing page, and I do the profile ads. Okay, so for example, for this example, we're talking about funnel ads. So if the traffic comes from the ad, then it goes to the funnel, then it goes to an opt-in, okay? And in the opt-in, you can do like a value or lead magnet through a sales call, to case studies, fig reads, YouTube, testimonials, name it. Then you do like the follow-ups, DM automation, call booking, then the sales call. And if people didn't you didn't manage to book calls with them and close them, then you do retargeting, and then retargeting ads and re-engage the people, then nurture them again so they can book a call. So a lot of people just stops at the ad level and the funnel level. and 90% of people don't pass this and they don't look at this because I'm telling you from place of experience is a lot of you don't have ads problem. A lot of you have back end problems and you have acquisition problems, not just ads. And we'll cover that in a little bit. So the delivery system does pacing and optimization, okay, in itself. But he can't do that by himself. You should feed Facebook the data telling him that I need more of this specific people. So if you got like $1,000 daily budget, which is crazy, Meta spreads it across the day, testing different placement, feeds, story reads, and learning what covers the best in real time. And here is what people miss. You, for example, okay, Facebook gives everyone a fair shot, meaning you or Alex Hermosi or I don't know, like uh, Daniel Darlin or name it, okay, we all pay the same price for 1,000 people when it comes to CPA. So we all pay the same price for reaching 1,000 people, meaning it's a fair game. It's not about who spends more money. It's about who plays the game right. Okay, and I will tell you exactly how to play the game right. So, and learning what converts the best in real time. So it's not like, okay, now a fair shot, but it won't close your sales or make people show up to your Coke. So ads don't sucks, your back end and your acquisition system sucks. So many advertisers keep the foundation, which is a lot what a lot of agencies do for you. And if you have been burned by an agency before, you know that because like at the end of the day, the role is to keep you for 3 months and that's it. So like the offer will be weak, the message will be unclear, and like they will level social proof, but not the right ones. Then you're going to blame Facebook when nobody buys. The algorithm can't fix bad funnels. Okay, the only thing it can do is to optimize your targeting. So the truth is that Facebook ads are the best platform for coaching, consulting, and online education. And take it from me, who generated 1.2 million in client revenue. Okay, the targeting lets you reach people based on actual behaviors and interests, not just demographics. So if you position it tight and your offer is solid, Facebook sends you qualified leads all day. There is nothing called unqualified leads. The algorithm doesn't care if you're spending $50 or $50,000. It just cares about total value score. So that's a fair competition. Now this take us to the eroding return on ad spend. And this is why you didn't see success with like marketing agencies for working with them 3 months. So it's their problem and it's your problem. Because their problem, they didn't set the expectation for you that this thing, the eroding return on ad spend exists, and your problem is you're not patient. Okay. So this is how today's action manifests tomorrow. And this sounds like a we were manifesting thing, but it's not. It's just I like DeSantis. So make this quick. To make this quick and simple, I'll use a real life example when you can understand exactly the science behind it. Because I say this a lot to my clients, which is business is just a science, but it makes you money. Okay. So you should take everything scientifically, even from branding, which I focus a lot in my program about. So I'm going to give you a simple example. Okay. So we have a coach client. His offer is 3K for 3 months. Now, this is sometimes a bad positioning in terms of pricing, but that's for another video. Okay. So the ads budget is 3,000 per month. Why the ads budget is 3,000 per month is because there is a rule in ads. If your offer is 3,000, you need to be willing to lose 3,000 to get another 3,000. Okay, you should always keep that in mind. Now the average order value, which means, for example, your offer is 3K, and You closed someone on sales call, and that person paid you on the sales call $1,000, and he will pay you the next month, the second month, another $1,000, and the third month another $1,000. Meaning your average order value is $1,000, meaning the cash you're getting in this month is $1,000, and your lifetime value equals $3,000 because you only have one offer. As I said, this is a bad um, offering and pricing positioning, but just for the sake of the exam. And your cost per client acquisition is 200, meaning it costing you $200 to acquire a client. And the cost per client fulfillment per month is $100. Okay. Meaning the fulfillment. I don't know if you're using softwares, if you're using like trackers or something like that. If you're a fitness coach, you might be using trackers and analytics softwares and stuff. I'm not, this is for fulfillment. Okay. So here I want you to really pay attention. So the first month you're spending $3,000. You're getting three sales, and total clients you have in three clients. And because your average order value is $1,000 times the client you have, you'd have $3,000. Now, this might seem intimidating for a lot of people that didn't came from a sales or marketing background. Tracking can be quite intimidating and boring, but believe me, this thing called tracking is what enabled me to turn 100K to a 1.2 million. Okay. Because if you can track, and I know a lot of you don't track, okay? And I know it's like boring, but you should track because you can't make decisions on anything if you don't have data, okay? So we said the fulfillment cost would be $300 because this, now we have in three clients. The profit before ads is gonna be 2.7. Yeah, so the profit will be $2,700, and the result would be 300. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, revenue minus thousand cost fulfillment, cost acquisition. No. So I did the calculation mistake, but here's the thing. Here you will lose money, and you will be losing. Yeah, you will be losing $900. And for someone like you might say, how these things work, because you're mistaking revenue for profit, okay? And you forget about because you're not calculating. If you're not tracking, you can't get it. You're not calculating the cost per client acquisition and the cost per fulfillment for per client, so you're losing. And the second month you're spending the same 3,000, but the monthly recurring revenue is accumulating for you to get more money in the next month. Okay, so 3,000, you get the three clients. The total clients is 6,000, meaning your revenue is 6,000, and the fulfillment cost is 600, and the profit. So calculating the profit, 6,000, 3,000. No, fulfillment cost. This is gonna be a 200 and 400. The result is gonna be like this. Mhm. Yeah. Okay. So the point here is what you can see. I want you to pay attention here for cumulative results. When you pay attention to cumulative results, is you start to getting more revenue every month. As you can see here, I'm not going to go through all this. You can pause. Now you're making a 50K instead of you making minus eight minus 900. Now here's the summary. So monthly steady profit after 3 months is gonna be 5,000, and total profit after 12 months, a year, it will be 50,000, meaning now you're having a 10x reward or more. So what I wanted to explain to you is if you stopped ads after 3 months, if you stopped ads after 3 months because you don't see ROI yet, you basically cut the system right before it stabilizes. And in the first 3 months, you're still in building up phase, which what agencies do, and they leave you after 3 months, or you leave them, which is wrong. Okay, and you still like build up. So you're going from 3 clients a month to 6 clients a month to 9 clients a month. Now, bear in mind you have a shitty LTV, so that's for just for the sake of the example to not make things complicated more than they are. So the business hasn't reached its steady yet, where it holds a consistent number of active clients and predictable profit. So if you stop, you will get no new clients enter, and the existing ones finish after just 3 months cycle, and the revenue starts dropping each month until it hits zero. Now, of course, we're talking about someone who don't have organic content. He's not generating any clients from organic content. But for example, if you have organic content, you will be generating clients, but it's not reliable, it's not predictable, unless you have like a real solid content ecosystem in place that can guarantee you that. And that's I'm not going to discuss this for this video, for the sake of this video to not be 3 hours long, but that's what I had my clients do. Okay. So what you miss out on is the compounding phase that usually starts after the third month. So you'll get after you surpass 3 months here, you'll get stable client base and consistent monthly profit and full return on acquisition cost over time. So the first month you're spending $3,000 and you're losing 900. Now after 4 months, you are making, yeah, you're making 12. You're making 12K minus the ads cost. Now you're making 9,000 instead of losing 900. See what I mean? Now look guys, if you want me to run your ads, to scale your offer with ads, you can DM me on Instagram. Okay, there is no fun anything. You can DM me on Instagram because I work with few people, but quality people, and therefore I'm going to do the qualification right now. My offer is pretty expensive, so I want you to expect that. It's not a low barrier to entry, and that's for a reason, as you can see. Now, as I said, if you want me to scale your ads and help you with the pricing and everything and the back end infrastructure, you can send me DM. You'll find my Instagram below in the description. So I hope that changed your beliefs around ads and how it goes. Because like if you're selling high ticket, I want you to understand something called the sales cycle. So the sales cycle is maybe someone saw your ad, clicks on it, then he buys after 3 months. Now, if you stop ads, this person chance of closing or getting more interested in your offer will drop significantly. Okay, so if you're selling something for $100, then of course, like the sales cycle will be short. But if you're selling something high ticket, expect for someone to get at least like to have 2 months to make a decision. Okay, so now we're discussing angles and scientific testing. So this is how to choose your angles and how to test them. So this is what a lot of you don't want to hear, but when it comes to choosing the right angle, it has nothing to do with the example that you want to create your ads around. It goes back to simple principles, which a lot of entrepreneurs, okay, especially in the online education space, because a lot of you watching me, hi, if you're to this stage of the video, I want to cheer you up because you want to know, okay? So, I'm making money, of course, but you're not coming from a marketing or sales background, okay? So you start copying other people and you don't understand like these principles. Which is normal. Like everyone is on a journey to learn and improve. So you're not coming from a business background, so you don't pay huge attention to market research, which is this is how you create your angles. It's not how your competitors create their angles. It's not something like that. It always boils down to market research. So what I mean is you should understand who you're dealing with. What is the level of consciousness they have around the problem? Okay, so and using Eugene Schwartz's theory, thanks to this guy, he changed the whole marketing fucking space. You know, the market segmentation, if you're familiar with, as using Eugene Schwartz said. So let's segment it for three to make it simple. So we have like, yeah, whatever. So we have people who are problem unaware. They are interested in your concept. For example, if we take in finance and you are like a financial consultant that helps people with taxes. So people are interested in learning finances, but they don't know that they have a problem with their taxes. And we have people who know that they have a problem with their taxes, but they don't know there is a solution to that. And there is the third layer, which is people who know that they have problem with taxes and they know there is solutions, but they don't know which solution is the best. Okay. And this is the lowest hanging fruit. So I'm going to provide you with examples on how to use angles inside your ads. And this is stuff that I created for my clients. So I'm not going through the whole thing, but you will get my point. We have the top of funnel, people who are unaware. So this is how it's structuring. So this is about an English program that takes people from zero to B2 fluent. Okay. So first when I started learning English, it was hard. I couldn't even describe it using words. I remember trying to describe something in English, but I say it in French using an English accent. It was hilarious. So this is the opening, the hook is speaking about how people are interested in learning English, but they don't know they have a problem. Okay. So here we're stating the problem, which is get like trying to speak an English word, but convert it to French. Exactly what I did like earlier. Okay. With simultaneously. I said simultanément. Okay. Takes from a guy who can speak four languages. So here we get into the root, which is the best thing that helped me learn faster is making my environment support me. So here we are saying that this is the problem, and there is now a solution. Okay. And when I say environment, I don't mean outside. I mean everything I am surrounded with. I started watching series without whatever, was given a solution without selling them because these people still don't have a problem. And like now we are like telling them that hey, you have a problem and there is solution. Now you have the middle funnel, people who know they have a problem but they don't know which solution is the best. So here's the hook. I used to think I need more vocabulary to speak English fluently, so I memorized words, which is a problem, saved lists and studied grammar. But someone actually spoke to me. When someone actually speak to me, I froze. This is a problem. And here we're gonna pitch the solution. So you can pause, you can read this. I don't want to make this video too long, to be honest. All right. Now we have this also. This is another one. So you can use angles to speak about problems, but you can use angles to speak to different avatars. So for example, if you want to speak to people who have the budget for your program, you don't say people who are making between 10K and like 15K. You say bankers, you say lawyers, you say managers. Okay, this is the people that we want to attract. And here, this is for awareness ads. So 5 business English words. Any bankers knows. If you get familiar using these words, you would be more likely to perceive it as a top banker in your company or in the company. And that's what I advise, or why I advise you to remember the then and user. Here we are telling them that hey, you have a problem of you not being perceived as a high authority in your company, and we are teasing them the solution. Okay, this is only for my clients, the video aesthetics. So another thing about angles is each avatar will require a different aesthetic, and each person has different like visuals they like. Okay, so lawyers, the same thing. You can pause, guys. I'm not going to do the whole thing, to be honest. This is gonna be a long video, and but yeah. So this is it says ads. So the angle one is analogy. We use an analogy, and in the whole, this is crazy. This ads like did four. This is the ad that did 4,000 DMs in a month. Okay, so I use the Trojan horse method in the hook. You can pause, guys, and the body, same thing. So I did four angles for the hooks. Is that the case? So I did four angles for the hooks, and I did three angles for the bodies. And the same, yeah. So this CTA is based on the strategy. If you're doing like a DM funnel, or you're doing a VSL or something like that, so you can get to the point. I just want I want you to understand this thing. So angles and scientific testing equals segment or segments. Like if we want to boil it down, it's just segments. Ooh. So the first phase, it should be create your angle. So examples for this is speaking about the problems or the pains. It can be speaking about transformation. It can be speaking about relatability, curiosity, objection handling, proof or social proof. And a beautiful angle that I use for top of funnel is storytelling. Okay, so then you do the scientific testing. So the scientific testing is basically you keep the audience the same, the budget the same, the placement the same, the offer the same, the landing page the same. Okay, then the data reveals which angle resonate with that segment. Okay, and therefore, like you get to the point, you understand which ad is the best, and then you kill the bad ones and you refine the good ones to create similar ads like them. I know it's a little bit complicated because a lot of you just probably do one angle and probably put one ad and expect to make like 10x or 7x return, like return on investment. Um, so it goes a lot beyond that. I want you to learn this. I want you to understand this, is that because I can't really teach you 4 years of experience in just one video. Okay, so so to discover which angle perform the best, which audience perform the best, and what hooks or messages perform the best. Most importantly, is what creative style is the best based on the personas. Then you're gonna kill the ads that have like the high CPI, the low click through rate, okay, the low CVR and low ROAS. Then you're gonna loop, okay. So as I said, you can pause and watch this. This is what I use to test my ads. So here I'm going to take you to spend less and make more. So this is something that I talked about. I will not go so deep inside in that because I made a video. You can go back and watch it. It's called the missing marketing principles that made online education millions of dollars. Okay, so I advise you to watch that video. It's too valuable if you want to understand this phenomenon. So how to make money using entrustable marketing? This will lead you to spend less and make more, or even spend the same amount and make more. So there's people who don't know us, as I said. This is called, we do a cold marketing campaign for people know us, but we don't know them. We don't know them because now people. Sorry. So as I said, the cold marketing campaign will let people to know us, but we're not gonna know who they are because this is an awareness ad. So we don't have any information yet, no phone numbers, no address, no nothing. But fortunately, Zaki found a solution where we can pool people. Okay, so we have person one, two, three till 10. We have the ad creative from cold campaign, and we have the organic social media post reels or anything, both with no CTAs. And this is for week one. We have no person here. We have people outside the pool, and in week four, this is how this is how I reached 9 million impressions using $10 a day. Okay, so I know it's crazy, but that's how I do it. And I'm telling you exactly how to do it with that. So we have people interacting with the content. There is no CTA. There is no give us your number, give us nothing. And this you might ask like how I generate money. Okay, so after getting these people in the pool, which we will have their DNA, but we don't know their names yet. So we generate the money is by creating posts through the market research, as I said, through Eugene Schwartz theory, which is bottom of funnel, middle of funnel, and top of funnel. So here we're gonna create posts for middle of funnel and ads for middle of funnel. Okay, so hopefully we can warm these people. The difference is between if you just run sales ads only is you have, for example, $1,000. You're spending $1,000 on a cold sales campaign. You're like 40,000 people seeing this. You're generating 4,000 leads, and you're making 40 sales from that. Now, for example, if your offer is $1,000, meaning you're generating a 40K. Okay. Oh fuck. So combined, adjustable. So now if you want to combine the untrustable marketing or untrustable advertising plus trustable advertising, we're gonna have the same thing generating 40,000, but now we want to add $300. Now, didn't you say, Kusai, that we should spend less? No, yeah, you're gonna spend the first month more, then you're gonna spend the same amount for the next 3 months or less. So we are doing another 300 or less, as I said, called awareness campaign, and 1 million people can see this. 100,000 will engage, and the funny thing is we're gonna generate zero leads and make zero sell, and like maybe make 10 sales, but not from this campaign, but from this campaign. Okay, now this is weird. No, it's not weird because now we are expanding the targeting in the next month, meaning we're gonna spend the same amount, 1,000, but right now we having the 40,000 people from the sales ad. Okay, we have 100 people with less money than the 40,000. Now we have a 14, fuck. Now we have 14,000 leads. And if we make, this will lead us to making 150 sales, we're generating 150K. This is by just adding $300, then subtracting that and go to the same thing again. Now, as I said, I'm not going through the whole thing. You can check the video. Now, this gets us to ads foundations over ads. So you don't have ads problems, my friend. As I said, Meta will get you leads, calls, appointments, but you should understand that you are the one stopping yourself from making the money from what Meta is giving you. So, first, by not having these things, you don't have a good offer stack. There is nothing cool. There's like literally, I want you to really keep this in your mind. There is nothing called unqualified leads. It's just you are like you failed to qualify. You failed to qualify. There is nothing called unqualified leads. Okay, and I will tell you exactly what I mean. So if you have different products solving the same issue for different avatars, and I know this goes against what you have been told by guys like Hermosi or I don't know, okay, one offer for one avatar and doing that. So, for example, if you if you're teaching people about, as I said, taxes, you have a consulting offer about taxes. You have the guy that doing 1 million a month. You have the guy that is making 100K a month, and you have the guy that is making 10K a month. Now, eventually, you say like you're solving the same problem, but once someone comes to you and he's making 10,000 and you only work with people who makes 100K, well, first you're gonna reject the guy with $1 million, and the second thing is you're gonna reject the guy with $10,000. Now, the this doesn't mean you should serve everyone, but you can take the same product and break it down to levels. Okay, so a $10,000 person don't need a lot of fulfillment compared to the million. Okay, so now I will teach you that I will teach you this so you don't lose money on ads. So what 90% of online offer sellers, us, do, okay, so is you get the traffic, you get one lead, two leads, three leads, and you get them through the qualification process, which is probably a funnel or a DM funnel. Then you're gonna pitch them the offer and the message. Then here's the typical thing: if they pass, they become a client or prospect or lead. And if they don't pass, you tell them to fuck off. And what you should do instead is you get the leads, you get them to the highest ticket, high ticket product of you. For example, if you're charging a 5K or 10K, okay, you if someone is qualified to the 10K, you get them. If they're not qualified, you get them to another funnel, which is a low ticket offer. Okay, it can be even $100. Okay, so if they pass, if they are qualified for the $100, you get them. Okay, and this offer should not require from you any like fulfillment. It's just something, an asset, evergreen asset that they can take. So we don't want to lose them. And if they're not qualified for $100, of course, you're gonna tell them to fuck off. So this will save you because, for example, you are spending on each lead $20. So we have three leads in total, it's $60. And here you are, if you stop here, if you just stop here, the cost per client acquisition would be $60. But if you continue here, the cost will be 30. 20. It's gonna be only 20. Okay, so this is how you save money with that. And one of the biggest thing, like biggest problem that I've seen a lot, which is customer support or appointment setting or something like that. Each business has its different naming to this role. So a lot of you respond after 1 hour, and like I don't want to go through the researches and the numbers and statistics. It's just you're losing a lot of clients, my man or women. If you're women watching this, I want to cheer you. Uh, I know it's not a lot of women watches boring shit like that. So your customer support is a huge bottleneck in your business because now if I, for example, if I get you clients, leads or booked calls, for example, leads, okay, and if you respond to that lead after 1 hour, now guess what? This person is in urgency mode, meaning because he clicked and he want to buy, it means he's not gonna look just for you. He's gonna look for other people, maybe three other of your competitors. Now, guess what? If you're one of your competitors, respond in 5 minutes, you will take the deal. Now you're losing these. Okay. Now, another thing which is like this is an no-brainer, which is backhand. A lot of you don't have backhand. You just run things on, I don't know, even sheets. Sometimes a lot of people don't have sheets, so you're not tracking data. This is crucial, guys. You have no clue what is your order, your average order value, and what's your show up rate, etc., etc. Okay. Now my throat is sore. um Tracking back end, guys, you should have something like this. Okay, the moment I set up this the moment I set up back ends for my clients, they easily double their revenue, literally, and without spending a penny on ads. Okay, and the return on investment or return on ad spend increases like drastically. So you don't have a pre-booking, and pre-sale before ads, after ads, sorry. Because ads are an amplifier to what already exists, you just you're just making you're creating more problems. Okay. And this is what I mean. Like if you have 100 leads and you get 50 qualified leads, as you say, qualified. Now, if, as I said, like 50% conversion rate, yeah, so 50% conversion rate is you having 50 qualified lead and 50 unqualified lead. Now, if you double on ads when you having a bad foundations in place and we don't have systems that can handle all that pressure without you putting your hands, okay, is what's going to happen is you're gonna have 100 qualified lead. Now that's amazing, of course, that's amazing. But what you don't see is this cup, like you don't see the part where it's empty. Okay, the as they say, the half the cup, half of the cup, the empty half of the cup. Fuck. Okay, meaning there is also an hundred and unqualified lead. I want to finish with the last thing, which I made it the last thing on purpose. Okay, is meta is not your ally, is not your enemy, it's your ally. So Meta is doing you a good favor, but you're doing it a bad favor by not giving Meta the right data and not having your foundation being set up. Now I made this like on purpose the last thing so you can understand exactly how these things works and how you can implement it, okay, and what are your problems, so you can understand that you are the bottleneck inside your business. And especially if you're someone like making between 10K and 20K and want like double that or triple that, you should understand exactly what is holding you from that. Okay, there is nothing called invisible wall. So now you see the invisible wall. So another thing is, if you want to go deep into the asymmetrical as a result, you can go to my channel and watch the video as I said. And if you have a problem with price positioning and you have like a bad pricing positioning, you can watch my other video about pricing. Okay. So I hope that was valuable and thank you for reaching this point.